Hey, feller, it's been a while, but we're gonna watch some more TikToks. I appreciate anybody watching.
While everybody's focused on the in quotations war in Iran, there is an investigation that nobody is talking about right now, but I feel like everybody should be talking about it. They're probably not gonna like me for this video, so just save it just in case it gets taken down. As you can see, an extensive investigation based on declassified government documents and previously suppressed scientific research has uncovered compelling evidence that U.S. biological weapons programs contributed to the emergence of Lyme disease. The investigation reveals a pattern of concealment spanning 6 decades, including the systematic suppression of critical medical research and the release of nearly 300,000 radioactive ticks across Virginia to study how the disease-carrying insects would spread. This is crazy. Declassified documents and testimony from a CIA operative described the 1962 deployment of infected ticks against Cuban sugarcane workers as part of Operation Mongoose, the Kennedy administration's effort to destabilize Fidel Castro's regime. The operative, now in the 70s, told researchers that the strangest thing he ever did was drop infected ticks on Cuban sugarcane workers using C-123 transport aircraft flying nighttime missions, almost skimming the surface of the Caribbean to avoid Cuban radar. So I went back and I looked at every single time something like this happened, and I made some notes. We obviously already know about Operation Mongoose, but this one, Plum Island Animal Disease Center, right, under Army Chemical Corps, wanted to point that out. Conducted open-air tick experiments with containment failures. Test animals mingled with wild deer and birds, and deer from nearby Lyme, Connecticut swam to the island while birds fed on insects. Lyme, Connecticut is only 13 miles away and became the namesake epicenter in 1975. Under Project 112, okay, 1962 to 1974, the Pentagon ran 134 bioweapons tests, plus hundreds more classified, investing $3 to $4 billion in building capacity to produce 100 million infected mosquitoes and 50 million fleas per month. The program, though, I want to point this out, was categorically denied by the military for nearly 50 years until 2000. So let's go back a little bit further, right? Operation Big Itch successfully dropped 670,000 tropical rat fleas from cluster bombs to prove the weapons could incapacitate an entire battalion-sized target area for up to a full day. I made a note of this if you want to read it. I'm not going to read it out loud because I do not want my video to be taken down. But yeah, most importantly, this one right here. How to make a note of this one, okay? I'll let you read that one too. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm pretty sure it's obvious as to why. But these claims are based on a review of 41 primary declassified sources, testimony, and suppressed research presented in the article. There's so much more I can put in this video, but somehow, some way, people will still not pay attention.
Yeah, that's true. I know I've heard of the ticks before, but I didn't know about the fleas. Don't surprise me though. I think what do they say? The one of the counties outside of that island is like Lyme County or something like that. Oh, I've heard that before. Let's watch the next one.
That in a leaked email, he represents the Rothschilds. Rothschilds means Red Shield, and they represented the Red Cross since its inception. They've been funding it. Why have they been funding the Red Cross to help survivors of war whenever they fund both sides of every single war in history? It's a human trafficking operation. That's what it is. The Red Cross reported over 284,000 missing people, which marks a 70% increase in the last 5 years. And in the Iraq War, anywhere from 250,000 to 1 million people went missing. You can blame that on war, but I don't think that's war. I don't think that many people go missing just because you can't find their remains. I don't think that happens that much. In northern Nigeria, children make up like 40% of the population, but they're like 75% of the missing cases that are reported. So why do you see this discrepancy in everywhere that America and the Red Cross are fiddling around? Why do you keep seeing that? You keep seeing it because it's a human trafficking ploy ran by the Rothschilds. The worst part of all of this is you have good American people who are sending their money to this organization thinking that it's going to help children or survivors of war, and in reality they're probably just using this money to fund all the bullshit that they do. Because think about it, how do these people control the world the way that they do? They need money, so they have to be running some sort of operation where they're constantly racking in money. We literally had like what, $3 trillion go missing on the day of 2001 or I mean on September 11th when those attacks happened. Why do you think all of this stuff happens? They're constantly like doing these little loopholes to fund whatever they're doing or whatever island they're on. I don't even think this whole Epstein shit is about Epstein. I think it's much deeper than that. And what I mean by that, I will explain this because I think it's important. What I mean by that is I think they're using this Epstein and all these celebrities who have been there. They've definitely been there, right? But they're using this entire situation to focus the public's attention, because if you're focusing on this one thing, they're taking the attention away from all the fucking other islands that there are, because I guarantee you there's a shitload. There's more than Epstein, okay? You heard them. Epstein was a representative of the Rothschilds. They just picked a new one. Why do you think they killed him? It was probably them.
I don't think he's dead. I mean, I'm sure they do that kind of stuff on the islands, but you always hear about it really being underground, right? I think it's the lady that started the Red Cross was connected to Freemasonry, or something like that. Yeah. Let's see this one.
Thing, or is there a car in the sky?
I mean, that looks like a car, don't it? I don't know. It might be a helicopter or something. I realize I'm probably going to be hit with copyright for that song, but these dudes are freaks. I can't stand the stuff going on these days. Let's see who else we got. This clip I'm about to play, it's really bad. So I'm just kind of warning you ahead of time.
What happened at the end of the party?
So my dad kills.
Actually, I thought I have seen this before, but the one I watched was like, you had to read the subtitles, so I didn't even know the sound would work right now. So it's going to be even worse. These people, they need, to get got, really.
Okay, well, let's just talk about the party, okay? So, the party, what was the party like?
I don't like the party.
Why not?
They touch me,
Who?
kick me, my front privates to hurt me. So when they stick a big plaster on my bottom, and then it means if I cry, do you know those spaghetti spoons? Yeah, those red ones. I cry this.
Sorry. Read the subtitles, please. What I don't understand is why whoever's interviewing this kid, why is nothing ever done? I mean, I guess I know why, because they're probably a part of it in some way, or they're just stupid. People don't want to believe that this stuff's happened. It's insane. They don't want to believe people are this evil. That reminds me of that clip a little bit ago, the Epstein stuff. I'm sure it's partly a distraction away from other stuff, but I think it's also to normalize what they're doing, to where, people know that it's happening, but nothing happens. I think people are going to have to, stand up, and, I know that's easy to say, but, if there was enough people, I think we could make a difference. But I know that's, I don't know. A lot of people just don't want to wake up. I don't know. See this clip. I wouldn't even play those clips, but I think it's important people know stuff like this is happening.
ABC Digital wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen.
Mr. Seibel.
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Seibel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting's not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Please
I have
give
a
it to
tape.
charity. It'd be fine.
Why don't you
I
swear to? Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel has made a fool of himself in front of the world. Mr. Seibel, you do not deserve answers.
You'd probably melt. I live in a city where one of the astronauts that went to the moon, he's actually from where I live. Like his childhood home's like down the road from my house. I kind of wonder sometimes people in town, like if they know if he ever took any acting classes or anything like that.
In a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
See the hair? See the hair?
Oh yeah, we see your hair, and we can totally see the hairspray that is quite obviously in your hair. But that's not even the worst part of this video. Now keep your eyes right here. He obviously pulls on something, a wire harness, something. And then there's this guy who's handling something invisible and then putting it on the shelf where it's obviously supposed to go. And then there's this guy who's just casually floating back and forth just to show we're in space in case you forgot. And then we have this guy here. It's the incredible disappearing astronaut. What just happened there? Now, this astronaut is looking like he's trying to demonstrate something, so he goes to pull out a screw and drops it. And here we have Tom Cruise in the first Mission Impossible movie wearing a harness. Oh no, it's just an astronaut wearing a harness. Check this one out. This dude totally gets his leg stuck. Look right there. Here, I had to show it again. Look at that.
Yummy.
Now, we all know that they do actually train astronauts underwater to mimic what it's like to be in outer space. But in this next footage here, it's supposed to be a spacewalk, when you can clearly see in the reflection what looks to be a scuba diver taking the video.
And, I tend to give these people too much credit, like they're some grand plan, and then they're just stupid people. I mean, they worship a thing with boobs and a pee-pee. Like they can't be that bright.
We will expose the truth on Dicenian glass. Dicenian glass is a special dye that is derived from coal tar. In 1911, a man by the name of Walter John Kilner developed a device called the Kilner screen. This screen consisted of collodion-coated, dye-treated glass plates with Dicenian dye sandwiched in the middle. In his book, The Human Atmosphere, Kilner proved that by using these two glass panes as wearable eyeglasses, the user would be able to train the eyes to perceive electromagnetic radiation outside the normal spectrum of visible light. Kilner not only proved the existence of the human aura, but also proved that by using this special dye you can pierce the tapestry of the third dimension and gaze into the dimensions above. After Kilner published his findings, the United States swiftly stepped in. They confiscated everything and degraded the dye. Not only is Dicenian extremely hard to get a hold of, it is almost completely blacklisted from the internet.
You think that's how you can see like the lizard people? There's that one video where Buckingham Palace, like they're not giving off body heat. I wonder if it's I don't know, something like that.
Grande might have accidentally revealed the secrets about celebrities dyeing their hair blonde.
Oh, is it call for help?
Close.
Oh, okay.
Close.
Yeah?
Yo, speaking of DDG, there's a streamer that's blonde right now. That's why I want to talk about it.
Who,
Jason the Ween.
Oh my.
Check this out. No, but like, check this out. So the theory is usually when people start blowing up or before they really pop off,
they
they
go
dye
blonde.
their hair blonde.
Yeah.
And you see it in celebrities, actors, actresses, social media personalities. I'm pretty sure Rice Gum's done it.
Yeah, he's done it for sure, man.
But this is what's weird. Ariana Grande, before she started going on like the whole Wicked press tour and all that stuff,
Yeah.
she put out a video, and people are speculating in this video she's trying to reveal the truth about dyeing her hair blonde. Now, in the beginning of the video, she has brown hair.
Yeah.
Cool? And in the video, oh my god, I forgot to mention this.
What happened?
She was actually on the red carpet. An interviewer asked her about something, and she goes, and she kind of made a joke. She's like, I don't remember. That's probably because of the, what did she say? She said exactly.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna play the video.
Okay, bye.
Check this out.
They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm happy.
Oh, I did
You
see
see
this.
that, right?
I have seen that.
The Brighter Days memory eraser treatment. Cool.
Yeah.
What she's referencing is her music video.
Uh-huh.
So in her music video, it's the Brighter Days memory erasure. Now that's a callback to a Jim Carrey movie. I forgot what it's called. Leave it down in the comments, you guys know.
Okay.
But theory is the blonde hair isn't them dyeing their hair blonde. It's a result of going through the procedure. When you dunk your head into the liquid and putting your brain into the vat,
What?
it changes the color of your hair. So when they go through the memory erasure or they go through the brainwashing, their hair is blonde because they're using their head to go into the system and going through the procedure, dyeing their hair blonde.
What?
That's
the
just
heck?
theory. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I just thought the whole time the blonde was like, oh, they're about to get really creative because that's usually when they blow up after.
I mean, yo,
You know what I
Slim
mean?
Shady, like so many people's done it.
That's true.
Right before their big like boom.
Yeah.
So you see me with blonde hair, something's wrong.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What did you do for the memory eraser thing? I'm gonna ask you.
I'm not gonna remember.
Oh,
fam.
actually, you're not gonna
I'm
remember.
not gonna remember that
You
shit.
dipped your head right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that shit. But that's just a theory. Like,
Yeah,
if you see someone with blonde hair, maybe they went through that shit. I don't know.
There's more psychological.
I think they're all creeps and freaks and deserve to be under a mountain or something somewhere. I don't know. You know.
But where do you think it failed, and where do you think, like, what lessons have you learned that you know you're not going to be making on Starship? To like do a mission, you're just trying to get data out of the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's looking more or walking more like a robot. Let me see that. Not like a lizard.
What might be a better word. But where do you think it failed, and where do you think, like, what lessons have you learned that you know you're not going to be making on Starship? To like do a mission, you're just trying to get data out of the thing.
Yeah. Glitching. Yeah, he's glitching or something. He looks goofy. Anyways, yep, that's the last clip I got. Appreciate you watching. You're awesome. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.